guys. This is Sandra Aon again. Okay, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I think what I'll do tomorrow is do a timesheet for January, the end of January. But there was one young lady, silly monkey something, that asked me to do a timesheet for February for 150 hours. Right there. And 28 minutes. So I've already done the math. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to remember, last year in February, I told you guys in the video that I did for when I was dropping off my kid from school. Last year, they issued so many violations in the month of February that the county ended up pardoning all the violations for the second half of February, which was from the 16th to the 29th, I believe, because I think we had 29 days last year. It was a leap year, if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, they forgave them. This time, I thought it's pretty good that they sent out a piece of paper that explains how to do your timesheet for the month of February. I have a little problem with that sheet. I didn't mention it to you guys before. On the sheet, it says, please work for work week 1, work to your maximum amount of hours. Consider the last 4 days of January, which was the 28, 29, 30, and 31. Subtract that from the hours that you're allowed to work per week and put the remaining hours there. So let's say you're authorized to work, like for example, for her, she's authorized to work 37 hours a week. That's what she's authorized to work. And she already has 20 claimed. So what they want her to do is take this 20 away from this 37 and only put 17 here. That's what they want her to do. Well, work week 1 is great. Work week 2 is also fine. But when I got to work week 3, it says on there to work your full work week hours from the 11th of February to the 17th. That's the mistake that I saw. Because our timesheet ends on the 15th. It doesn't end on the 17th. So, I don't like that. But maybe we could use that in our defense if someone makes a mistake. Because they should have said from the 1st to the 15th. Not the 1st to the 17th. But anyways, we'll see what happens. I want to prepare you guys for February because it's going to be hard. The first half is going to be easy. This video is only going to cover the first half. I'm going to do another video that's going to cover the second half. But I want to give you guys an idea of what you're supposed to do. Okay, so here we go. Simple math all over again. I've already done it. I haven't done the calculations yet, like what is it, when you practice? I just set it up. I got the pod working, this thing, footsie, whatever. So I haven't done these. I'm doing them off the head just with you guys, okay? So don't judge me if I'm not as quick as you guys are. Here we go. So she gets 150 hours a month with 28 minutes. You take that 150, you divide it by 4 weeks. That's going to give her 37. Remember, this is 37 hours. But this here, this 57, is a decimal. A decimal, for example, 100 decimals equals 60 minutes. Can you guys see that? 75 decimals equals 45 minutes. 50 decimals equals, here, and I'll do it like this, 0.0, equals 30 minutes. 25 decimals equals 15 minutes. This is the reason why I don't like using the decimals. She roughly, if I know that 0.57 equals roughly 30 minutes, this is roughly 32, 34 minutes, but I don't care. because I don't want her to make a mistake. But in this session, I'm going to show you guys the difference. Okay, cool. So now, once I find out how many hours per week I can work, I put them here. So I can work 37 hours per week. Normally what I'll do is the 37 hours, I'll put them down here. Let me put my calculator away. I'm going to flip the phone a little bit so you guys can see. Normally at the bottom of my timesheet, I'll put the 37 right here. Why? Because that reminds me that I'm only allowed to work 37. Let me show you guys again. Hopefully this thing doesn't fall. Oh. So I'll write 37 under every work week so that I remember that I'm only allowed to work 37 hours. Okay? So that makes it easier for me to take away 20 hours, because these 20 hours here are the claimed hours from January, which tells me that I worked these 20 hours right here. I always do that also so that it helps me get an idea. Let me see here. Of what I worked. So I take that 20 that I've already worked, that I've already gotten paid, and I take it away from the 37 hours that I'm allowed per week. And right here is where I would put, the 17. How am I going to do the 17? How would I manage my 17 hours? I know 6 times 3 is 18. So I would do 6, that's 12. And 5 here, that would give me my 17. This 20 plus this 17 equals the 37 that I'm allowed per week. Now, work week 2. Again, our work week starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday. I know I can work 37 hours a week. So, the way I would divide it is, I know 7 times 5 is 35. So, I would work like this. 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25. 5 here, that's 30. And I would work 7 this day. And that's my 37. That's a terrible 5. I'm on my knees. Forgive me. So, this is for work week 1, and work week 2. The total amount of hours for this week is 37. It's always 37 because it's a full work week. This week does not touch this week, and this week does not touch this week, which is the 3rd work week. I'm going to move the phone over a little bit, okay? Just give me a second. Now, if I take 17 plus 37, that's a terrible 7, but that's how I make them. I got 54 hours so far. Here, and here. Not including the 20 because they've already paid me for that. That's only to be considered in the work week hours that you're allowed per week, 37. Okay? So now the next division that I'm going to do is I'm going to take 150.28 and I'm going to divide it by 2 timesheets. I get 75.14. But you guys remember what the 0.14 is, which is decimals? I'm not even going to bother with these decimals. So I know that my first timesheet, the easiest way to do it, I know that my first timesheet is going to be for 75 hours. 75 plus 75 is 150, right? But I still want my 28 cents. My 28 minutes. So I can pick and choose where I can put that. Now this is the beautiful thing about decimals, and for Silly Monkey it works really good for you because this 57.57 is an equivalent to 30 minutes, 34 minutes more or less. Well, you're only claiming 28 minutes. So what I would suggest for you to get rid of the minutes, because the minutes are the ones that are causing you a problem, is Okay, let's see. That is 37 hours and 37 minutes per week. No, that is 37. Dallas, it's 150 divided by 28. 150.28 divided by 4 weeks in the month, which is what they do. It gives you 37 hours. This is a 57, 5-7. So this 5-7 is an equivalent to like 34 minutes. Well, she only has 28 minutes. So what I'm going to tell her to do is put the 28 minutes in this week where it doesn't affect this week or this week. Work week 1 or work week 2. And she can put it anywhere she wants. We're going to do it on the first one just so that it's clear. And she does not have to worry about minutes anymore. So now what's going to happen is the first timesheet is going to be 75 hours and 28 minutes. And her second timesheet is going to be for 75 hours. So now, so Silly Monkey, once you guys figure out what the decimals are, and I can tell you more or less what it is, based on the 100, 0.75, 0.50, 0.25. That's pretty much how the county breaks it down. Once you guys figure out how many minutes you got, how many decimals you guys have left after you've divided your hours by the 4 weeks, then it's easier to place. And I would suggest that you guys place them in the second work week so it doesn't affect you. You're not in the it doesn't affect the first work week or the second work week. So now we decided that we're going to do 75 hours and 28 minutes, right? So the first work week is 17 hours. Second work week, that's work week 1, is 37 hours, and that gives me a total of 54 hours. So we take 75 hours minus the 54. We got a 1. 21 hours left. I redo that again. I usually do it in the calculator. I redo that again because I don't want to make a mistake. And there it is. So now I'm going to slide the phone over a little bit. These 21 hours have to go in work week 3. Here we go. Let me slide the phone over a little bit so you guys can see. I want to make sure you guys see already the 37, the 17 for work week 1, the 37.28. You notice how I left nothing. I didn't put any zeros here. Leave these blank just in case you guys make a mistake, because that way we can put this 28 wherever we want. We can work it wherever we want. So leave those. Just put the numbers in like that. So now I'm going to slide the phone over a little bit. Oh my God. Okay. Do it there. All right. Let's see if this stays. That's probably my mailman. I hate it when they bother me. It's okay. Now, what is that? Got Saturday. All right, here we go. I don't know what you're talking about. 2 hours and 28 minutes on the table. I'm not done yet. So what do we have? 17. Let me double add. Let me add this again because Dallas says that I'm not adding correctly. But let me do it again because, like I said, I'm not a genius. 17 plus 37 equals 54, which is what I had here. And we want to get to 75.28. So now we're going to take 75, take away 54. That equals 21. All right, well, my math is correct. So in this third work week, we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let me get out of the... in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, we have to divide the 21 hours. So 4 times 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 20, right? So this is how I would work my hours for that particular week. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 16 plus 5. And there's your 21. I put the 21 on the bottom. And there you go. So, on work week, I'm going to take the phone now and I'm going to put it in my hand so you guys can see. So I can make sure you guys are seeing everything correctly. How do I turn this thing around? Right there. Here we go. Okay. Because I haven't figured out how to do this thing yet. I need like a little adapter, see? I don't know, whatever. Anyways, here we go. Okay. So, work week, we have 150 hours with 28 minutes. We divide it by 4. We get 37.57. And that means that we can do 37 hours a week. Then we do the next division, which is 150.28 divided by 2 weeks, 2 timesheets, which gives me 75.28 minutes for one timesheet and 75 hours for the second timesheet. I have claimed 20 hours for work week 1, where I work 20 hours. And at the very bottom, I always write down the hours that I'm allowed to work per week because I have multiple clients. I know that for this client, it's 37 hours. And if I already work 20, then I take 20 away from 37, which gives me the 17 that I can work for those 3 days. When I divide, I just divide. Remember, it's easier to count dollars than it is cents. So just divide and work the hours that are on the on work week 1. Work them like that. So 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17, and I'm done with that work week. On work week 2, it's okay for her to put 28 minutes there because in actuality on your far left, you'll see where we have the division of 150.28 divided by 4 weeks. She can actually work 37 hours and like 34 minutes. She's still under the 34 minutes per week. So she can work the 28 minutes in that work week. She can get rid of those minutes. She doesn't have to worry about them anymore. They're done. And her next time sheet will be a flat 75 hours. Now, what did I put? Why did I put 5 in each box? Because I have to divide the hours that I'm allowed to work per week. And in this work week, I'm only allowed to work 37 hours and the minutes. I'm not even going to bother explaining the minutes. So if I divide 37 into 7 days, I know that 7 times 5 is 35. So all I'll do is add an extra 2 at the bottom, which would give me my 37. Now you said something, I don't know, I was kind of fast about, are those the actual work hours? Well, yeah, they're supposed to be. They are supposed to be the actual work hours. If you want to get really, really technical, then you can go ahead and do that yourself. But I like to keep it simple. So there's your 37 hours and 28 minutes. 17 plus 37 is 54. Work week 1, 17. Work week 2, 37. Oh, I forgot the 28 minutes. Let me write this down because of the technicalities. I'm going to hear it later. 0.28. Is that better? Okay. Oh, sorry. 28. 0.28. Oh my God. Anyways, so now we're looking at work. So now when we added 17 plus 37, we have left 21 hours to get to 75. And that's where they go in work week 3, 21 hours. Now remember, so then I double check. I add 21 plus 37 plus the 17. That gives me my 75 and the 28 minutes also. And that's the timesheet for February 1st to the 15th. Dallas has really good questions. Bordeaux has really good questions. He's a little bit more technical than everybody else. The reason I show these hours like this is because I want you guys to understand that it's already difficult. We don't want to make it any more difficult. Keep it simple was a saying a long time ago. You have to get a calendar and you have to divide, because our consumers expect us to work 20 hours a week, but they don't understand that some months have more days and some months have less, and they still want their hours. So if you guys have a calendar and you can bring it to them and say, look, on these days I'm going to work these hours because I'm not going over my hours, and that way you're not left without my services, then they'll see it a little more clear. It is their responsibility to track it. Your responsibility, of course, because I don't want to work more than I'm supposed to, but you're supposed to work the hours that you put down on the timesheet. And a calendar always helps. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. I'll try to put it in Spanish. I'm going to leave it up there. Silly Monkey, I hope this helps you, sweetie. I'm going to do the one for February, the second half, to finish you off, because you're going to have a remainder of 75 hours. Text me, because I know, not text me, or maybe if you have it, tell me what your claimed hours were for you, and I'll tell you what the actual hours are for you to put down, okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, please. February is going to be so bad. I'm thinking about actually making appointments. That's how I functioned after a while when I haven't made a mistake in almost 2 years, because I calculate and I feel for you guys. So I don't want you guys to suffer anything that I wouldn't like to suffer. So I'm kind of thinking about making appointments and having people come in so that I can help them on an individual basis. And I can do classes like this too. This is my humble board. Sorry, this is all I have. But I need your feedback. If you guys need my help, then I'll be more than happy to set a weekend aside, a Saturday, because Sunday I go to church. All right, God bless you guys. Have a good day and stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye. See my collection?